And we're live. The farm is back today. We're jumping into some Best Ball Mania 7. I think we've done one of these, done two of these now. This will be a little bit different of a show. We'll probably draft and just talk about overall strategy and things that we're doing. I think there's some differences that we have for sure.
We definitely have differences, but I think strategy now it differs from strategy later, and it just keeps. And that's why you can talk strategy into the end of time until opening. I guess first game is here, so yeah, I'm excited. Let's
um,
jump in, and we can go a lot of different ways. We both. I mean, we both drafted nearly 20 teams in the big contest, kind of drafting across contests as well. I
yeah.
think DraftKings is a place. I talked about. We didn't get quite to maxing last year on Underdog. I think I'm gonna max on Underdog and do my best to max on DraftKings as well.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, strategy is there's something interesting about strategy. I took that off for a second because I have to confirm location. I'm doing it from my computer. I usually draft from my phone, but uh, I think it's good. We're different on different things. We have different philosophies for how we want to draft. And like I think we we talked about this with the three receivers from Miami versus like, do you take Zachariah Brandt or do you take
And these
Bell?
are all
Yeah,
bona fide confirmed zeros in your lineup. It's a complete speculative ad. Once you get to this range, you're really just throwing darts. That's all you can do in that range. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, once we just get into this draft, we can talk about what we like and what we don't like, and who we're targeting early. I think that's the strategy I'm trying to figure out is like, am I trying to get different late and stay similar early, or am I trying to get different early and stay similar late? And I think I'm going to follow that mold more times than not. I'm going to try to get those guys that are cheaper near the back end. Um, but yeah, listen, I think whenever you toggle screens, it freezes you up too. I think it's just one of those features, to be honest with you, that when screens get you ready to do this draft, big dog? Are you in?
Yeah, I'm not in yet. I'm still waiting because I have to change locations. But um, yeah, you try to
Yeah, let's
while go ahead.
yeah, let's talk some what are you seeing and what you're looking at now. And I think you talked a lot about Ashton Genty last time, and we project that offense to take a step forward, and I agree with that. Other teams, I think we maybe mentioned him briefly last time is Devonta Smith. I think just as an alpha in an offense that should pass more, they lost probably the worst I've seen in the league last year, so it can't be any worse than it was last year. And him as an alpha, I really think he could have a huge step forward. I mean, he could be a guy that finishes as a top five wide receiver, and it wouldn't be that shocking. He's got the talent. It's just like, can Jalen Hurts get him the rock? That's the biggest question mark. And I like Mekhi Lemon fine as a talent, but he's not going to compete with Devonta Smith as far as
No,
target share. I could see Devonta Smith getting 8 to 10 targets a game. And that could just feed families because he's a guy that's a great separator, can beat you downfield. He's just as they said, I love his nickname. The Slim Reaper is such a fun name for him. A little bit of fragility, which could cause some injury concerns for sure. But yeah, for me in that range, love Devonta Smith a whole lot. A guy that I'm starting to push up a little bit is after he signed the big contract was Brees Hall. I mean, it's me and you are both hero RBs or RB early and just try to get that receiver help late. But like he's a guy that could be a bona fide stud if that team's any good. And there was some hesitancy to play the Jets playing him last year, and I feel like it was mostly because the team wasn't any good. Right, there was no incentive. He didn't have a contract. He's no longer, that's no longer an issue. Now he is signed 3 year deal, going to get paid. So I think they're just going to give him the rock. And because of that, I think I'm going to be higher on him. If I had to pick a Jets player, like I don't love Garrett Wilson, but I think I'm gonna have a good amount of shares of um, Brees Hall there.
yeah, Brees Hall is a tricky one for me. I don't know if I love the offensive spot and like Gino's going to play quarterback, right? And we have Garrett Wilson still there. They just brought in Cooper, like you have Kenyon Sadiq. I just don't. I mean, like there's a lot of like potential there. I just don't like who's gonna spearhead the offense. Like, if they had a different quarterback,
Brees
I'd be
Hall.
yeah,
Brees Hall. And that's
yeah,
I think what you just outlined is perfect. They have Kenyon Sadiq, the first tight end in the draft. Everyone thinks is a great talent. Cooper probably won't see the field a lot, but Adonai Mitchell, Garrett Wilson healthy. I think once again, I think guys like that thrive in a better offense. If Brees Hall has more chances to score, it's going to be better for him. I mean, we obviously want the pass catching ability, but I think Geno's going to be a step forward. I know he had a bad season last year, but I think he's going to be a fine position to lead a competent offense. I wouldn't say they're going to be, world beaters by any means, but I think it could be a competent offense. And we're just looking at guys that could have, he could have 40 to 50 catches and score 8 to 10 touchdowns, and that'd be lovely. Where you're drafting him, so.
Yeah, I see it. I see your perspective on that. I don't know if I'm going to get there. I mean, where's he going? He's going in the.
Yeah, let me just pull up current ADP.
He's going right in front of Travis Etienne, Kyron Williams, and then right behind Jeremiah Love. I guess like between like Jeremiah Love, Josh Jacobs, and Brees Hall. Brees Hall is the third, in terms of ADP. Currently, it's like I think I would probably take Brees Hall there. But what does Week 17 look like? That's maybe something.
Yeah, Week 17, I think we have Jets are getting. I already looked. We can talk about that. I think that's a great foray into. I wanted to talk a little bit about that too. Is we look at the playoff matchups in best ball because obviously the goal is always first. You don't care if you get it, how many teams through. That doesn't matter whatsoever. They get the Vikings. Jets are at home, so it's going to be cold. But I still like that the matchup isn't that scary. So I like that a lot. So I'm just looking at Underdog right now to see where his ADP is. But so what I wanted to say is looking at, what do you value more? Do you value Week 17 matchup or correlation, right? It's definitely the correlation, right? Like you have to value the matchups near the end. But the correlation is just by far, that's how you're going to win, right? Even because all the time we see matchups in Week 17, we thought wouldn't be anything special and they just shoot out, right? So I think correlation is kind of the core piece that if we're looking at Week 17 matchups and something that might be my favorite, it would just be the Arizona Raiders game. I'm getting so much Mendoza and his receivers, so much Brock Bowers. I think Brock Bowers, we saw this a couple years. I think he could be a potential first-round draft pick next year in best ball, and you're getting him 30. So I really love where he's going. Obviously, he's past Trey McBride. It's the first time off the board, but I love that a lot. But yeah, so Brees Hall is RB 15 on Underdog. That's just too low. 32nd overall. Going behind Josh Jacobs, I'll take Brees Hall over Josh Jacobs. Going right in front of your boy Travis Etienne or Etienne. I know you like Travis Etienne a lot, so I'm sure there's a coin flip there for you, but I'll take Brees Hall over Jacobs. I love Jeremiah Love. I just think there's some uncertainty there. I'd even take Brees Hall over Jeremiah Love. You're never going to get that. Like I'm never going to probably consciously make that click, but I think there's an argument to be made, and Jeremiah Love's going 24th overall.
Yeah. So you're a Jeremiah Love guy there, is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm a Brees Hall guy. It's where Jeremiah Love is going. I have enough shares of him now. I'm just like I'm getting concerned about that offense as a whole. And if they don't ship James Conner out, they're going to give Algier some touches. They're going to give James Conner some touches. That's just the facts. I mean, like unless they trade him, Jeremiah Love's not going to see 25 touches a game. You know what I mean? So in a bad offense, and that's the thing. Is it going to be bad? I hear some rumblings that Beck's going to start. I don't want Beck to start it. If I want that offense to be good, I need Brissett in the game. I don't want a guy learning the system in Beck. So for me, It's going to be draft Love when he falls, past his ADP, and I'll get him as RB. I've had a couple of Bijan and Love teams that I like fine. I just think there's a lot of risk on Love. Once again, they're never going to use draft capital on the guy they're not going to use. So he's going to see the field. He's going to be their starter. He's going to get at least a 60%, backfield workload. I would say at least, but it might just be 60%. And, Algier and James Conner making up that other 40%. And it just might not be good enough where I could see Brees Hall just running away with the job. You have Braylon Allen there, and maybe he'll still touch on the goal line. But other than that, I think Brees Hall, if he has a good season, he could be steamed next year as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I think the Jeremiah Love thing, this is where I would disagree. Also, I'm live in a draft. I'm not going to share just because it's going to be somewhat clunky. I want the internet to stay good so we can actually talk to each other. I did take Genty. I mean, I think what did I have? I took him 9th overall. That's going to be a common theme between me and you this season. I'm up at I'm up at pick 16. I'm just going to take back-to-back running backs, and I'm going to take Omari and Hampton. I mean, I'm a fan of Omari and Hampton. And this is somewhat like, what is the word for, I guess hero RB, someone would call it.
Hero. Robust running back build.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. And so some of it, but like you mentioned Jeremiah Love, this is a concern with me. Underdog is you want to have the guy that scores touchdowns. And I'm just like, how many touchdowns is Arizona going to score? And how many of those touchdowns potential touchdowns is Tyler Algier going to vulture from Love. Like that's a concern. Like, and not only that, Dylan, the other concern is like Trey McBride also was such a big red zone target last season. Like, I'm worried the touchdowns won't be there for Love. And I think the best case scenario, he turns out to be what Genty was last season, which was pretty good.
No, this is the thing. I agree, and I just want to talk on Hampton, who you drafted there. I love that guy, and he is an absolute unit. He was so good at UNC, but if he's healthy, he obviously got hurt last year. With Mike McDaniel coming in, that offense just taking a step forward. He could be an absolute monster. We could see him score 12 plus touchdowns, and I mean even upside for more. He's an absolute beast, and obviously you have Keaton Mitchell there. That's just gonna he's gonna be hitting those home runs occasionally, but on the down and down basis, like I think Hampton's going to be a stud. And obviously we have Vidal stepped in and did fine last year, but they're just going to feed Hampton. That's just my opinion. And maybe that doesn't come to fruition, but I think he is the guy I'm really looking to target. And I love the Genty Hampton start, two guys that, you can see next year going higher than their current ADP. So just kind of buying these younger running backs that are in their year 2 season. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm going to be coming up here just 4 picks from now. The guys I have marked are Devonta Smith and Chris Olave. I know we already talked about Devonta Smith. He is the preference there. Chris Olave is secondary. Again, if Devonta Smith, I'll take Olave. I think me and you are high in the Saints offense. Also, the Saints playoff schedule in terms of best ball is strong. And, there's a lot of upside with – you can get Tyler Shut late. You can get – I like Dwan Johnson and Oscar Adult pairing those two guys together. I know that's –
Here we go.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't continue that. Oh, I just thought about it. It's like you're sitting – we're basically standing up. This is also – I'm outside at the farm. Dylan, you're right across the little tiny farm.
About 400 yards. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think talking about what you just talked about, though, is I need to get more Saint shares. I'm drafting them here and there. I have a little with Jordan Tyson and Chris Olave, but Tyler Shaw in some projection systems is projected to be the quarterback with the 4th most passing yards. Yeah, give me more of that. I need to start prioritizing that. I know the Shut demon's getting steam, but at this point I'm drafting winners. I don't care about steam where he's gonna go. I just if you can get Olave, Tyson, and Shut, just do it. I mean, if you can build a good team around that, do it. And I love when you get a Bijan start. You go Tyson, you go Olave, you go Tyler Shut. That's just a phenomenal way to kind of get some correlation for week 17 and just play some offenses that are going to be competitive. The thing I like generally is you see these, the NFC South, Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Bucks. There's going to be offense in those games.
Hold on. Real fast. So I'm up at my 4th pick. I can go Zay Flowers or Lad McConkey. If I go Lad, it's correlation with O'Marion, then if I go Zay, I'm thinking maybe
go Lad. And once you go Lad, I want to talk a little bit about that Lad. So the Chargers get the Chiefs in week 17, and that could totally be a division deciding game. And these teams, I love it. And just maybe on the surface,
Worthy a little bit. I like Worthy a little bit in that game. I think I'll back on this team just as a fun game stack. If
are we building the winner already? Yeah, let's just get the winner right now. I mean, and a good thing to do is you can just have the skinny. You could just have Herb with Hampton and Latin just play that. You're gonna see. And this is just my
David Njoku may make a 3 tight end build if I go cheap. Because this is David Njoku is getting drafted so late, but he's still kind of an athletic freak.
Yeah, but if you ask me at the end of the season who's going to be tight end 1, who's not tight end 1, but who's going to score the most fantasy points from the tight end position on the Chargers, it's going to be Gadsden. And I think because they brought in Njoku, it doesn't. I think it actually helps the prospects of that offense. It's going to be 2 tight end sets. You're going to see Ladd and you're going to see QJ. I think that's going to hurt Trey Harris a little bit. It's going to hurt Brendan Thompson, who they drafted. They're going to use them in special packages. But I think down in, down out, you're going to see the 2 tight end sets. You're going to see Gadsden. You're going to see Njoku. You're going to see QJ, Ladd. I think that's the formula they're going to run most of the time. And you can just see Mike McDaniel's offense running that. But he loves the speedsters. He's going to love Trey. He's going to love Brendan. So TBD, but I do love that a lot. So what's your start? Just summarize it.
So I'm up in 6. I went Genty, Hampton start, and then Devonta Smith and Ladd. So 2 number 1s there. I love that. But this is where I'm up in 6 picks. Generally speaking, this is kind of the range I go Jadarian Price. I have a lot of Jadarian Price in this build where I already have 2 running backs. I don't know if I'm going to do that here. I may go receiver 3. I could go running back 3, but over Jadarian Price, I am somewhat interested in the Bashal Tootin play. Jacksonville's matchup in week 7. Good.
Commanders in Jacksonville.
So I'm thinking potentially my next 2 picks, I'm not gonna be able to make it work. So I think
who's tight ends or any tight ends available right there?
no tight ends that I would no. There's nothing left. But Christian Watson. So right now these are the two guys. It's between Christian Watson and Bashal Tootin here, and I think I'm gonna go like. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Christian Watson, and I'm gonna give you my justification for. I'm just high on the Green Bay offense this season. I like I'll be able to get Matthew Golden and Jordan Love pretty late as well, but like I'm pretty high in the Matt LaFleur offense. I like Jordan Love a lot. I think he could be a top 6 quarterback this year. And so I think that's the strategy.
And I understand that completely, and I love the stack, and I love Golden as a receiver. The biggest concern is their Week 17 matchup, and once again, this is just playing to win. It doesn't matter; they could totally beat up the Texans, but it's the Texans in Green Bay, and what I see there is a cold weather game with a good defense coming in, and it doesn't matter. So, like in my opinion, you go Watson, and this is what I'll start doing. As I have a lot of those guys already, I go Watson, I go Golden, and maybe I get Love as a second or third quarterback if I want. But it's not a priority stack for me. It's like I love those pieces, and I'm going to pick them because they can help you make it there. I just don't see them being a stack that's going to help you win in the end.
Yeah. Again, I think Christian Watson, Matthew Golden, and Jordan Love is going to be like it's going to be a priority for me. I think where they're getting drafted, like it's like Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, or Christian Watson. Like for me, it's like easily. I love Jordan Tyson, but like it's easily Christian Watson. Like if he stays healthy, he's going to be receiver 1 probably. I mean, he has the potential to be a top 12 receiver. I'm up in 3 picks, and these are the guys I could go doing. So I'm somewhat interested in a naked Jaden Daniels and like potentially pairing him with Chig. I just love him I love him this season, like the upside. But like then
I like that more if you went Tootin, right? But
yeah. So and then like another option and like something interesting I haven't done is draft like Carnell Tate here and like get Cam Ward late with like a Calvin Ridley or I also could go. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do after I do it here, so I can make it happen.
Once again, the Titans have the Steelers Week 17. Not a concern, right? We're focused on correlation priority 1, but if we're looking for the upside to win the underdog, we want to look 17 matchups of facing Tennessee at home versus Pittsburgh. Could be an absolute, dirty duck bowl where no one matters. And sometimes when no one matters, that's even better for us, right? They're just gonna air the ball. We saw the no one matters bowl every week last year for the Cardinals weeks. Last 5 weeks for the no one matters bowl and Jacoby Brissett just like garbage time, just getting everyone there. So that's not as important, right? But like if we see the Steelers still in it, they're just gonna shut down the Titans, and that's just what's gonna happen. But listen, while you talk about that, I'm gonna make the sell case as I always have, or the buy case, I would say. I am buying the Raiders offense. I mean, I'm getting Mendoza. I know Naylor is not great from a separation metric, but I'm getting Naylor. I'm getting Trey Tuck. I'm getting Jack Beck. Obviously, Brock Bowers, Genty, a foregone, right? We know that. But I think Beck is a guy that I'm drafting. I'm standing on the bags that Jordan Walker has produced for me in MLB, and just like getting these guys where like late rounds, if Jordan Walker did nothing, I could do well, but he's an absolute top 5 hitter in baseball. If Jack Beck comes in and he's the number 1 wide receiver outside of Brock Bowers, and he just plays the Cooper Kupp role in that offense, and we're looking at Kubiak coming in from the Seattle offense, and we don't really know who's going to be the one there. I mean, I think Beck has talent, and if he's the guy there, I'm just going to. Once again, my differentiation is up front in the drafts. Towards the back end, I'm just going to play my guys until the ADP starts to change a little bit. Just play guys that are get guys that are going undrafted. Beck is going undrafted. Now, Taylor, I know you like Fields. Fields is going undrafted. Skylar Bell for the Bills is going undrafted. Get the guys that are going undrafted because you're just going to get a huge edge if any of those guys players are materialize whatsoever because they're going to be on such a low percentage of teams. And I think Beck has a chance to be wide receiver 1 outside of Brock Bowers in the Raiders offense that I believe can take a step forward. So it's going to be Mendoza with the 3 receivers there, and hopefully Kirko Change is not still carrying the team, late into the season.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like the thought process. I'm somewhat worried, right? That the offense is inept, but I'm buying early, so I guess I should buy into the offense as well because I love Genty and Bowers. Also, I'm gonna rehash my next pick is gonna be Herbert. He just like I'm not gonna get him much later than this. I'm at pick 81 now. I'm gonna have to draft him. And so technically, when you look at my team, I have 2 RB1s, and then I have potentially 4 receiver ones, and Devonta Smith, Ladd McConkey, Christian Watson, and Carnell Tate, Dylan. And that's kind of why I went Tate there. Is like I could go him or Tyson. But Carnell Tate has legitimate chance to be receiver 1. I think Chris Olave being there just like kind of negates Tyson will have receiver 1 weeks that beat Chris Olave, but I do think that Carnell Tate has legitimate upside to be like the consistent receiver 1 in Tennessee. But yeah, I think the issue I have done with Las Vegas is like none of those receivers may be valuable for you this season. And so that's somewhat of a concern.
Yeah, but I see your concern. But once again, I love that the Raiders get the Cardinals week 17. I love that they play in a dome most of the year. I love that they're going to be a team that's not very good on defense, and all those things materialize for me that if they take a step forward in offense, it's just all the buying opportunity. If you had to pay a heavy price for one of the Raiders wide receivers, it would matter. But like another good example is like I'm drafting. I'm going to try to 50 max, 150 max the best ball on DraftKings. There's 20 rounds there. Get those guys. I mean, those are guys that could be the wide receiver one in their offense, and you're just like we're drafting speculation on like Malachi Fields and these RB6 that we might not use, but like buy a guy that might be disgusting that could be a wide receiver one, and that's what I'm looking for.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, and my thing is like I like Carnell Tate early on, and now it's just going to be a lean toward waiting a little bit for Jordan Tyson and just shuck demon with him. I like that a lot.
I love Jordan Tyson, dude. I mean, there's no
And I think you could see him start a little slow, and he might not be the best DFS play. But as we transition on into the season, I think he's going to just get better and better and better. And his talent is phenomenal. If you watch his tape, it's just so good. And we saw what Tyler Shell was doing towards the end of the season. It's just one of those things. I'm all aboard. And just the matchup, right? We see the Falcons; they're not going to be special on defense, and if you can somehow get a Bijan or Drake London to pair with them. Wide receiver 2 is going to be hard for me on the Falcons. Is it going to be Tua? Is it going to be Penix? I really want it. I'd rather it be Tua as much as I hate to say that. I'd rather it be Tua leading that offense.
Me too, dude. Me too. 100%. Yeah. I mean, like Tua may get hurt again because that's just like the nature of his the way that he plays. But he's somewhat of a gun. Like he'll get in there and throw it. He doesn't have the best arm, but like he'll chuck it underneath. He'll help Bijan. Potentially help Kyle Pitts, Drake London as well. Like, I mean, Drake London, like I am buying again this season. Like, and I don't know how he did in the fantasy, but I feel like just my shit memory. I feel like he kind of contributed. Yeah, he had some really big weeks last season, which is kind of the name of the game in best ball. So, he'll be somewhat of a party. I think it's like going to be between him and Brock Bowers a lot, and I guess it kind of depends on who I go early in that draft. Will determine what I do there.
I think a lot of people are like waiting on tight end one, and I love Trig. I love what you're talking about there, but I mean Trey McBride is a guy I was high on last year. I'm kind of skipping him this year. If it's him or Bowers, it's always going to be Bowers for me. And then I love Colston Loveland. Like Colston, I think, and we talk about matchups there. He's just you watch his tape. He's a man amongst boys out there. Yeah. I think he's you see obviously DJ Moore out of town. That doesn't really change things. I think that DJ Moore was getting phased out anyways. It's Luther Burden, it's Colston Loveland, and it's a sprinkle of Rome for me. But I think I'm really, really enjoying that offense. And I think on a couple of teams, I went a little tight end heavy and went Brock and Colston to just kind of separate there. And two guys that could score weekly for you. And when if you get a Loveland and Brock Bowers team to the championship, you're gonna be very happy with yourself. Come week 17 when Loveland gets the Lions and Brock gets the Cardinals, it could be an absolute eating day for you. All right, I'm gonna jump into the draft when you're done on DraftKings just to kind of talk about like the difference we're seeing.
Okay, yeah, do it right now. Just do it right now while we go. So I'm gonna update you here. I'm 5 picks away. I did draft Worthy because I want that correlation in week 17 potentially if the Chargers get there. So Chargers with Herbert, Hampton, Ladd, and then Worthy coming back again. That's that's somewhat like Megamind, and
it's not Megamind, dude. Hot take. Worthy might be better than Rice.
Hold on. This is why. So listen to my receivers real fast. It's Devontae Smith, definitely number one. Ladd McConkey, hopefully number one. Christian Watson, number one. Carnell Tate, potentially Tennessee's number one, and then Xavier Worthy, who could be the number one for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then running back is Genty and Hampton, which is why I haven't drafted another running back. And then my first tight end that I took was, and this is a guy that's right outside. Obviously, like I like him better than Porter, but it's Harold Fannin. I just feel like there's like a ton of upside. There's a ton of upside with him, and I think I feel a lot better drafting him than I do some of those guys down there. It's like,
especially with Njoku out of town. I mean, Harold Fannin is he can play all across the formation, and just watching him play. So, and that. Once again, we needed confirmation. Is it Deshaun? Is it Shador? I just want him to start building rapport with one guy. I just hate going into the season with some uncertainty. Denzel Boston's not special on tape. And I just don't know if he's going to get enough targets. And I think Casey Conception's fine, but these guys are rookies, right? I think Fannin year 2, he could lead that team in receptions, and it wouldn't shock me one bit.
Yeah. Now I'm really good in it. So I kind of reached a little bit, but I wanted this guy as my QB2. It was Malik Willis.
Love. Yeah.
I just wanted the running upside, so I paired him with Herbert. I feel like I don't really need. I could get another quarterback. I may draft Cam Ward as a third QB late that has some potential week winning upside, and so I may do that just to pair him with Carnell Tech and potentially as my tight end too. Go Gunnar Helm. So go like Gunnar Helm and Harold Finn, and I like the correlation with Tate and so like that's kind of the
Gunnar. Besides the Week 17 matchup, Gunnar Helm's an absolute monster. I mean, I was playing him last year in DraftKings. He's a guy that has a lot of talent out of Texas. I think he could take a step forward. I mean, Cam Ward showed some signs last year. You get a Cam Ward offense. You have Tate. You have Helm. I'm happy with that. Did you skip on Ridley? Did Ridley go? Are you considering Ridley?
Ridley has not went yet. So
I don't love the 17 matchup, but I'd consider going him as well.
Yeah, there's in that range. It's like, fuck it, dude. Take a risk on Ridley. Like he was going in the 4th round. Like he was going so early last year.
Yeah, and he's a guy that if he's not complete dust, and he could be valuable. I mean, he could get 700 plus yards and have winning weeks for you. And I don't. We talk about this before. It doesn't matter so much to me what you finish the season with. I'd rather all your production come in 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah. I mean you want the ceiling schools week to week. I don't care if you've done 50 yards and a touchdown every week. Like that's okay. I need those 150 yards, 2 touchdown weeks.
100%.
So that's why you play. You have to play for the upside weeks, and you'd really want it to get you there. I mean, consistency is fine, but you're not going to make it to the finals with a just 12-point performance every week. That's just the facts.
No. I am going to get my running back 3 here. Again, I went Hampton and Genty, so I think it wasn't a priority for me, but I'm going to go Rachaad White here. He fell quite a bit too. And I like it. Again, he's going to be using an offense. He'll be the pass catching back. I don't think there's not going to be a ton of touches, like maximum upside, like 15 to 17 touches a game. Like if he averaged that would be phenomenal. I think it could come in a little closer to like 12 or 13, but I'm a big fan. I like the Washington offense this season, and I have somewhat correlation in that game anyway. So like it made sense for me to pick him up. I don't hate Kaytron Allen either. I feel like if I don't get him, sometimes I'll sprinkle Kaytron Allen and maybe Rachaad White gets hurt again. And then they just need, Allen's showed, pass catching ability at Penn State. So I don't hate like scooping him up there.
But remember McNichols last year, dude, he had some juice some games. Like they rotated guys a lot. And obviously Eckler was there, got hurt. And, it's about all Eckler, all she wrote for him. Yeah. But the reason I like Rachaad White is he's the type of guy, he's going to be in pass pro. He's an absolute beast at pass protection, and he's a great pass catching back. So I think he's going to be fine. And we've seen him using the Tampa Bay offense pretty effectively as well. And he looked great last year. I mean, Bucky also looked a step slower than he did his rookie season. So maybe there's that. But for me, it's Rachaad White's a great late round pick because he's going to get playing. He's going to have 5 to 10 touches a game, and getting that even in underdog half-point PPR is super valuable. But on DraftKings specifically, where I'm going to max out as well, I think he is a super valuable guy there because he can have 3 to 4 receptions a game, and that's just going to add up. 3 to 4 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown is going to be a great score on DraftKings.
I did something that I don't know if you'll love, but I went RB4 there, and I went Keaton Mitchell to back because I have Hampton. I like Keaton Mitchell a lot. If Hampton does get hurt, Keaton Mitchell has running back 1 upside, not like
overall. But Vidal's still there, so Mitchell's going to be good. I think, irregardless of Hampton's health.
Yeah,
I think he's going to hit those home runs because he's not a guy that's going to run 20 times a game. Generally, he's a guy that he needs to hit those home run plays or he's not valuable, and that's a great best ball pick, right? Because if he hits a home run, he's going to score for you that week, right? If he's 60 yards and a touchdown, it's great for a guy going in that range. But I don't think he has like workhorse potential, even with an injury. I just don't think he's going to hold him as that type of guy. Obviously, ECU represents stand up Keaton Mitchell, but he's not the type of guy that's going to get a full workload. I think I'm happy to have him on my team as a kind of an upside RB depth range.
Interesting. Yeah. I just feel like he has home run ability, and so because of that, I like him, and especially underdog format, Dylan. I see your points, though. I see the downside there. So I'm gonna have to do something interesting. I didn't get Cam Ward. He went really early. Something I may do is draft Aaron Rodgers and get 3 QBs here. I don't know if you love that,
disgusting. Yeah. I would just get Mendoza and just get Beck late. But I don't want you to get too much Beck. I know you're not a Beck stan like me. Yeah. But yeah, listen. Why you think that over? So in DraftKings, I know we're alternating. Right is DraftKings, left is underdog. But so DraftKings, I'm also at the 8th pick. Once again, this is a 20-round format, $3 million to first. So get it. I'm gonna win both. I build very heavily correlated and similar builds, so I'm gonna win both. and I'm gonna win a cool crisp $5 million to kick off this 2026 season. I'm gonna absolutely shove. I can't wait for Beck to go 10 catches and 88 yards and 2 touchdowns in week 17 for all the money.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Is my man all right over there? That
Dude, I was mowing. It's just I'm dying from it. Oh,
yeah, but so in DraftKings, obviously, we're going to talk about priorities. Like guys that are PPR machines are going to obviously hold a high priority in DraftKings. We all know that, right? Half point to full point. Still, my process is going to change too much. Once again, maybe I prioritize late running backs like Rashad White a little bit over maybe a guy like Blake Corum, right? So just talking about kind of the handcuffed RBs that are going to get at work that need to catch passes. I'm going to prioritize those guys as well. But even that being said, half point PPR, full point PPR, what you need guys to get touchdowns. PPR points are great, but you need guys who are going to score. I mean, unless they're getting 12 catches a week, it's not going to be valuable unless you get in the end zone, right? I see that, Wando with Robinson had huge games last year, and he was a PPR scam, but he was more than that. He was an absolute good wide receiver last year. So I don't think we got to put some more respect on his name.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm going to go, Dylan. So who'd you draft at 8?
So I'm waiting on it's going. I mean, the kind of usual cast of characters is going off the board. I think an important factor for me is I'm going to be so low on Christian McCaffrey this year. I think the workload is going to be split there a little bit more than we're used to. And once again, in a PPR format on DraftKings, you're going to want him a little bit more. But I've just been a fade, so I'm just going to continue to be a fade. Jonathan Taylor, not as impressive to me. And this is where, once again, I'm going to take those reach. I'm going to take that reach at 8. Jonathan Taylor's there. Jefferson's there. James Cook's there. CeeDee Lamb's there. Genty's there. I'm just going to go Genty, build the Raider stack on this team. And once again, I think he's a guy that we could see next year going in the top 4, top 5 picks. I could see him going alongside guys like Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs. And that's just why I'm drafting him in this spot, right? If we see him have a great season and he's RB2 next year, which is, it's by that opportunity. And I think me and you both see that in a similar vein.
Yeah.
See, ideally here, I can either go, and Brock's at 20. See, this is another site where, Trey McBride's going to be heavily valued over Brock. I just can't get the Brock. I think Brock Bowers can have a JSN season. I think he can have a season where you're just like, next year is a top 10 pick. I don't think it's out the realm of possibility. He's that type of talent. And I think he's the type of guy that can just have massive games. And we saw that last year, even he had an off and on season. What's the let me go to his best week last year. So as I toggle my screen. Sorry, let me just see it. Yeah, so last year, week 9, he's 3 touchdowns, 127 receiving yards. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, other tight ends just don't have that upside. That's just a fact.
No, he's a monster.
Yeah, and like listen, he was hurt on and off, but 3 touchdowns. I mean, you know who he did that against? Who did he do that against? The Jacksonville Jaguars. Giddy up. But it's just one of those things. I that's why we like Chig this year, huh? But I'm just gonna be drafting so much of him.
Yeah, dude, I love Chig this season.
Do I freeze up when I move over screens?
Yeah, you do.
I think it's just a feature of this. I don't think it's service-based whatsoever. I think it's just if you toggle off, you're going to get frozen up. See, this is where I'm torn. Do I need to reach for Bowers here? It's Walker's here, London's here, Brown's here, McBride's here, Henry's here, Bowers is here. But you know what? Just make your stands. Go Genty, go Bowers. And really, and really, what I could have done there is just Walker and built a stack Kansas City Chargers, and I like that a lot. But I'm just going to go my guy and just try at the build here on the stream of the Genty Bowers Raiders. And listen, I could look like an absolute fish drafting so many Raiders this year. And it's probably going to end up that way. I'm going to be a complete idiot, but I'm just going to make my stands on offenses I do think that are going to take a huge leap forward. And I love just the offensive system Kubiak's bringing in over from Seattle. Obviously Seattle leaned on a very strong defense. The Raiders won't have that luxury. So I think you're going to have to see things open up.
Dude, I'm torn. Do I draft him? Is Alvin Kamara worth the late draft pick?
People would say yes, especially if you have HN or ETN, however you want to say it. I'm so uncertain there. I'm so uncertain. Does he play? How much does he play? If HN's healthy, do they use him at a full capacity? And the thing about ATN is right, Jen. He's not young either. Like he's been in the league a few years now. So like, do they want to offload some work to Kamara in the passing game, which I wouldn't love because ATN from a pass catching perspective actually was pretty good.
He was probably better. Like his run game performances were not nearly as good. I feel like his pass catching.
The guy I'll tell you right in this range. So I just want to list some things off. Like Neighbors, I'm so uncertain about the injuries. We have Pickens, we have Love, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, who I hope to get him 7 picks away. Josh Jacobs and Kyron Williams. The guy I'm drafting very little to 0 of is Kyron Williams. I think he's just drafted. He's coming off the board way too high.
Yeah, I agree.
DraftKings ranked 31, ADP 31. That's just too high. I mean, Corum and him had essentially a 50-50 split. And I just don't see anything change in that offense. Like, I'm not drafting a 50-50 guy this high, especially when there's other guys. Once again, Breece Hall's right behind him. Like, give me Breece Hall all day in that matchup.
Yeah, that's so easy. That's easily Breece Hall there for me. Again, I think he benefited from a lot of the touchdowns last season, and the Rams' offense is good. So, like, he could do that again. And, yeah, it could come back to bite us. Because, like, the offense could score a bunch of touchdowns instead of going to Devontae Adams, could go to Kyron Williams. But, man, you just have so much competition. There's so much risk there with Corum. It doesn't make sense to me.
And talking about guys that take a step forward on DraftKings versus Underdog, Breece Hall is one of those guys. Breece Hall is the type of guy that could have 6 or 7 catches in a game. So on DraftKings, he's going to be a little bit more valuable than on Underdog. I'm 3 picks away. Neighbors is here. Olave's here. I probably won't get Olave. Would love to make the Saints and Raiders stack work on this site, but I just don't know if I will. If I don't go Olave, you have Devonta Smith there. You have Breece Hall there. Olave's gone. Neighbors is falling. He's falling. But that offensive system they brought in is a slow offense. I just don't know.
It's scary. It's scary.
It's scary. It's like, listen, I don't even want the risk, right? I know.
Yeah, to me, it's so.
Neighbors is supremely talented, but I could see. This is just my perspective. I could see Dart being injury prone and that offense getting muted this year. And if it's muted whatsoever, and they just try to win games with that good defense, yeah, it's going to be. So Kyron's here, Devontae's here, Travis Etienne's here. I'm just going to go Devonta Smith. Just go with the mold and just keep Devonta Smith moving. All right, so now I'm up in 8 picks. This is where I might get a little different and just get tricky on this site. And I might go, right now I have Genty, Devonta Smith, Brock Bowers, just a couple of onesies there. But I really like, if I can get Loveland, I talk about the tight end pair, see what I can build with 2 tight ends, 2 premier tight ends. And not a lot of people are going to like to build that way, but I'm going to see what the build looks like on DraftKings with 2 tight ends.
Interesting.
And talking about another guy, obviously, Taylor, you and I are big Panthers fans. Did you know the Panthers logo is the shape of the state? It's like the combined state.
Yeah, there's North Carolina, South Carolina.
I saw that thing. I think it was Marshall. I was like, that's interesting. I didn't notice that. But anyway, so this is where I'd love to kind of just snag Colston Loveland as well, and just kind of solidify the upside of 2 tight ends. And it's just differentiating the build. It's going to be a much different build than people are building. People are never going to go Bowers and Loveland. In most scenarios, you're never going to see that happen. So
I don't hate it, dude. I don't hate it.
And just think about guys. These are guys going around him, right? T. Higgins, who obviously in a Jamar Chase, Jabbar stack, love that. Emeka Ibuka, I just can't trust Emeka Ibuka. Javonte Williams was an absolute winner for us last year. We were both high on him, and just a late round RB, fantastic. Zay Flowers, just some question marks there. And obviously, Ladd, I have a ton of Ladd. If Colston Loveland can fall, and just with a Brock Bowers Loveland start, you don't draft another tight end, because if those guys aren't in it and they're not scoring for you, you've lost anyways.
Yeah, you're so behind. Dylan, quick question. Should I go Mike Washington or Emmanuel Wilson? I think Emmanuel Wilson, to me, probably just with the questions I have around Jadarian Price. I love Jadarian Price, but I feel like Emmanuel Wilson, especially early, while they get Jadarian Price ramped up.
That's fine. The only thing is Mike Washington is better. How much is Genty going to play, and how much is he going to get? How much work is he actually going to get?
I guess I have Genty, so it probably makes sense for me to draft Mike Washington though.
And yeah, some people would argue hey, no, you want to make sure you get the most upside. I would like to say Mike Washington, because Genty, if he just takes a step off in that game, if that team takes a step forward, I think Washington's fine. I mean, you just drop handcuffs in that round, anyways.
Yeah. Okay, no. Tell me what you think of this team. I think I'll grade it a B, a solid B maybe. So it's Herbert, Willis, Genty, Hampton, Rashad White, Keaton Mitchell, Tyler Algier, Nicholas Singleton. Mike Washington, again, Singleton is just because I like that. I like the potential from Singleton, but also I stacked a little bit of Tennessee there. And then Devonta Smith, Ladd McConkey, Christian Watson, Cardinal Tay, Xavier Worthy, Denzel Boston, Chris Bell. Again, Chris Bell with Malik Willis, and then Harold Fannin and David Njoku. Tight end a little thin, but I went both Cleveland tight ends technically former Cleveland tight end David Njoku, but to pair him with Justin Herbert. Again, I think that is a weak position. Tight end's weak. I'm gonna need Harold Fenton to have a big season. I'm gonna need David Njoku to play.
What's the spread on that? What are the QB, RB, receiver, tight end? What
2.772.
I don't hate the 2.772. The way I'm leaning in the draft is the way I'm drafting with Hero RB. I'm leaning towards the 2.5 and then 9.2 generally. But like on DraftKings, it's going to be a little bit different, obviously. So right now, I'm not on the clock yet. I'm still several picks away. It's the Genty, Devonta Smith, Brock Bowers, Loveland start. The Loveland Brock Bowers is something I'm doing that you're not going to see a lot of people do, just because they're scared. You're losing. You're spending a lot of draft capital on these guys. I'm telling you, it's a way to get different, and just both fantastic playoff matchups. Both teams are going to have good offenses, and you can just pair. Just the pairing upside is phenomenal. So
are you going to get Luther Burden with that then too? Or are you thinking
you can't get Luther if you can go just for my draft slot? Luther Burden already went. You're just not going to. I would prefer to get him there, right? If I could go Loveland Burden, I'm definitely getting Caleb. I don't love Rome. I could get Rome and still have Rome, Caleb, and Loveland. But my priority in this game is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to focus on the on a different bit. I'm going to hope to Terry's coming up. I might be able to get Terry and Jaden, maybe not. But really what I'm looking here is I'm looking to get Jordan Tyson coming up as well. Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see where the chips fall and the way people are drafting on DraftKings. I think Terry's better underdog, right? He's not going to have the PPR unless the coach speak index is right and he's going to get all the work. But I just don't know if he's
like the lack of competition there. If Jaden Daniels is healthy, we saw him be a competent passer in LSU. Like I liked him. I mean, like he carried a bunch of receivers with him in LSU. Obviously, he had those 100-yard rushing games as well, which is nice. But like he's not a bad down the field passer, and so I do like Scary Terry a lot. I mean, again, my best Millie Maker finish ever was like I got 16th in that Millie Maker deal, and it was like good. It was like. But, like, I think Terry McLaurin had, like, 3 points. I remember Terry McBride. That team was so good, but, yeah, didn't cross the finish line this year, hopefully.
Yeah, another guy that's got this time the coach speak index is Jonathan Brooks. And one of these guys that we've been high on, obviously, as Panthers fans, we look into him a little bit more. But he, coming off the injuries, is concerning. But I would prefer him actually on DraftKings where you get the PPR, right? You can see him handling a lot of the pass catching work there. And he's an explosive guy if his knees held up.
Yeah, the week 17 matchup.
What I'm going to do here actually is maybe a little contrarian. I have Roma Dunze coming up. I have DeAndre Swift. I have Jadarian Price, Watson, and probably what I should do here just for stack sake and correlation sake is just go Rome. Get Rome with London. I'm going to go Rome, and then hopefully Tyson makes it back to me.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is the reason. So this is my thought process, right? So now I'm pitching to a Raiders, Chicago, and then I'm looking at Raiders, Chicago, Saints build. So I'm looking at this is going to be a 3 QB build. Hopefully get Tyson with Shaw. Let's see if we can make it happen. Tyson with Shaw. You're going to get obviously Brock Bowers with Genty, with Mendoza. Hopefully with Beck coming back. No one's going to get back. DraftKings, maybe Naylor, maybe Tucker. And then for Chicago, just get the Caleb Williams stack with Odunze and Loveland. Odunze is a fine play without DJ Moore there. Obviously Burden's the priority, but he's expensive like the priority is, right? So like there's not much you can do there. And this is I'm leaving myself some outs. Like, we have Jordan Tyson on DraftKings right beside Caleb Williams. And looking at my team, maybe you're like, you know what, you should go Caleb here. But actually, in the way I'm looking at it, the way I'm reading it, I'm going to go Jordan Tyson if it falls, right? And if Caleb's there, fine. If he's not, it's not an issue for me. I can happily build with a Malik later on. It's just getting these position players when I know I'm going to have late QBs available to my stacks is the priority right now. So I have Tootin available, which would be interesting if I had any Washington pieces, which I don't. So I think I'm going to go.
How many running backs do you have?
So I only have one running back, but I'm happy to kind of push the buck a little bit further back and see. That's a tough thought. That's what I'm gonna and Caleb Williams just went, so it's really not an issue here. What I'm seeing on Jordan Tyson and potential upside in that offense, I'm salivating now. I can't get.
Dude, I love Jordan Tyson.
You were higher on him actually initially, much higher on him than I was, and I was kind of like, no, I don't know. But now with Demon, I just think I'm gonna be higher on him, and yeah. Tune just win anyways. I'm just going to go Tyson. Just makes sense. So now we have Genty, Devonta Smith, Roma Dunze, Jordan Tyson, Brock Bowers, Copes, and Loveland. I mean, receiver 1 through. What?
What's your QB strategy now?
Yeah, QB strategy is absolutely going to be got to get Mendoza and it's got to get Tyler Shaw. Tyler
But
Shaw is
you have to have someone else other than that.
it's going to be Malik Willis. He always falls. He's the type of guy that always falls, and
I was gonna say you got to get a QB3 in that lineup because Mendoza may not play.
You know what? Maybe what I'll do, and we're just looking and you try to pivot strategies sometimes. I don't know if I need to pivot yet. It could always just be the Xavier Worthy, Patrick Mahomes stack, but I just don't have the correlation with the Chargers. But that's a late stack. Mahomes is going so far past these guys.
Yeah.
He's like, you compare him with Worthy and just be like, okay, I have QB1 wrapped up. Why am I even stressing about that? But really, what I would need to focus on now is just getting some safety at RB. So coming up, I'm up in 10 picks. I have Tony Pollard is going to be there, hopefully. Jalen Warren don't love. He's an option, but it might just be, maybe I've talked myself into that. Maybe I talked myself into just going Tony Pollard and drafting Patrick Mahomes, and then with the next batch of picks, I could probably just get Xavier Worthy.
Interesting. I don't hate it. I'm like Tony Pollard. I don't hate Tennessee pieces. Like I could have some Tennessee stacks, like even with Cam Ward in the second year, revamp the receiver core. Like there will be some. Tennessee is a value for where they're getting drafted outside of Carnell Tate and maybe outside of Pollard. Like Pollard's, they're juiced him up quite a bit. But like I think those two guys are still good drafts. I mean, like I won't get so much Carnell Tate just because like I mean, sometimes these rookies get steamed up because they're rookies. They're a new face. You want to draft a fun Ohio State receiver. Let's ride, boys. But I just don't know. I think sometimes that you just kind of overkill there.
It's just I think it's steamed up. It's just more the offensive system I'm looking at. Like the offensive system in Tennessee is not the same. I think what is it? The old Giants guy's there now. Sorry, drawing a blank. What's the ball Giants guy? It was the head coach. He's in Tennessee. What? Yeah, Brian Dable. I think. Can you confirm whether he's there or not? I'm pretty sure that's where he landed.
He went to Buffalo, right?
I don't think so. Let me pull it. Actually, in the middle of the
no, he went to Tennessee. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I'm a few picks away. What I'll have to do here, just because he's fallen, is Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is still here I'm at pick 80. His ADP is obviously 772. I have Devonta Smith. I'll just have to draft Jalen Hurts. Obviously, week 17 matchup versus the 49ers who were hurt last year. It's not going to be the same matchup. But yeah, if he falls, I have to go Jalen Hurts here. It's not even an option. Obviously, he runs. He has rushing upside. I mean, the tush push is absolutely menacing. And he's still falling. He's still right here. 3 picks away. 2 picks away. Harvey off the board. Is he going to fall to me? And if he falls to me, I mean, there's a potential to just go Hurts and Mekhi Lemon just to get the Eagle stack. And this is just what we do. We have to pivot live on stream if someone snipes us. I feel like he's going to get sniped potentially. So 2 picks away. Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Ramondre Stevenson in order. This is what it looks like. Mekhi Lemon, Wilson. We're looking at picks 72 to 85 range.
Ooh. Yeah, dude, I am.
So, all right. So coming off the clock, 1 pick away. Jalen Hurts goes. Ooh, heartbreaking. We kind of expected that. Probably to some guy that's absolutely there's no stack potential there, and we see that all the time. Not an issue for me. For me, I'm just gonna go. Mahomes. Just do it and just pair him with the aforementioned Xavier Worthy coming back. This team's running in. This team.
You don't need Travis Kelce.
Yeah, with Loveland and Bowers, I thought about that. Scrolling down, you could absolutely get Travis Kelce. This is what we need on this team. It's Mahomes, Genty, Devontae Smith, Odunze, Tyson, Bowers, Loveland. There's an issue on this team. There's an issue on this, and it's running back. We're gonna need to make this a 6 or 7 RB build just to make you sleep well at night. So right now, these are the running backs on the board as we come up.
You're losing control of your draft.
there's not many. No, I've built like this many times. So we have Jalen Warren. We have Dowdle, don't love that. We have, what we have to do here. This is almost perfectly. We have to go Kyle Monungai. I mean, Monungai's here, fits with Odunze, fits with Loveland, kind of a guy that's going to get absolutely get work. And I think we can make this work, and it won't be an issue whatsoever. I'm ready to go. What are you thinking so far? I mean, obviously the differentiation with Bowers and Loveland's funny. I think we're drafting the $3 million team as we speak. I think this is going to be such a contrarian stand that it's going to win the million.
It doesn't feel like the $3 million winning team, but like,
you know what? Feel like the $3 million team, no team until it wins. Yeah. So we have on the board. So we have Wilson, Fannin, Sutton, Godwin, Warren, Dart, Reed, Pitts, nah, Dowdle, nah, Kittle, nah.
I mean, you need running back. Dowdle is not a bad option at running back.
He's not a bad option, but I think the problem there is I think Warren's getting all the pass catching work, and I just don't love that. I think Monangai showed enough in the
The
past
problem
game.
is what we saw from Dowdle last season is like if Warren is inefficient like he was last season, Dowdle literally took over games where you had to have him. Like he showed so much upside. It's just like hard for me to be like,
for a few. Listen, I understand what you're saying. For a few games, then he completely fell on his face. So Warren is also there. If I had to be honest, if I had to pick on this team, if it was Warren, if it was Dowdle, it would probably be Warren for me. But because I have the Bears and I believe in that offense and that Week 17 matchup, it's just going to be Monangai. We know he's going to get work. We know he's going to take a step forward. He has a chance to just supplant Swift. So if he just supplants Swift, I think it's going to be just fine there. So 13 picks away, we have Shaw. We have these are guys in my queue. Bill Merritt. We have Worthy. What did you say?
You have to draft Shaw if you want.
Oh, I'm getting Shaw. I'm getting the Shaw demon, no doubt. So right now it's going to be this is definitely a 3 QB build. It's going to be absolutely Mahomes. It's going to be the Raiders. I'm getting Mendoza. I'm getting my boys on this team, and it's going to be the Shaw demon with Tyson. It's just the reason I love Tyler Shaw is that he's a guy. If you get him with just Tyson, you could get him. You could pair him with the. You could pair him with the tight end, Juwan. You could pair him with Taylor's favorite tight end, Delp. You could pair him with, obviously, Chris Olave. But you could also run a Shaw Tyson skinny all the time because he's going to run a little bit. And if Tyson takes over Olave late in the season, I kind of love that singular combo there. Obviously, I'm speaking good things on top of my team right now. But you have to do that sometimes. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Shaw here. I'm gonna try to go Shaw and then Worthy, and then just worry about running back as we get further on because you need a correlation. I can't have Mahomes naked if I want to win this thing. I need Mahomes bomb to Worthy. I need Shaw with Tyson. So at this point, I just think that I need to keep the correlation high. I know I have a need at running back. I know RB2 is Kyle Monangai. I'm not worried. You're gonna see me in the finals with Loveland and Bowers, and you're shaking your boots. You're just gonna be shaking. You're gonna shake when you see Bowers and Loveland.
I don't know. I think a couple of people are like, this guy's just eating the rake for us right now.
Yeah, it's funny you said because these are I see your point, but Genti is a 1. Monangai can have 1 week. It's not an issue there, right? And I'll show you as we get to the later rounds. I have some confidence in the later rounds, so I'm picking my guys early and hoping to build that depth later on with guys that could have upside, right? I talked about Jonathan Brooks on this site. I don't love his Week 17 matchup, but he's a guy in that game. Let's just talk about game scripts for a little bit. If we're down, I mean, he can catch the passes. He could be there, working on the backfield.
Yeah, he could be the guy like, hey, let's see what we have in Jonathan Brooks. Let's just let him run. I mean, who cares? It's like a throwaway game potentially for the Panthers. It's done. It's weird. You're still pixelated on my screen. I don't know. Your internet just got changed today, so I'm like, you're still fighting against them, dude. But it looks like an art piece, somewhat like a little Picasso. I'm seeing you. I hear you.
And I wonder if it's your internet because my internet's absolutely humming.
No. But I see. Yeah, I can see mine in real time. It looks fine. Interesting. I don't know. But I hear you.
Maybe it's not edible.
No, it's clear. It's like, yeah, it's definitely pixelated on your side. I don't know what it is.
Is it still pixelated?
It's in and out. But I can hear you perfectly. So I know what you look like. So I think
I just got the reach on Pitts here. I mean, Dowdle's still on the board. I just can't go Dowdle. I have to go Shaw here. I have to go Shaw, unfortunately for me, because we both know we need running back. So as it takes off the clock. Still 1, 2, 3, 2. I mean, every position is technically full, which doesn't matter whatsoever. But we know exactly where the weakness comes. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go.
Who you drafted?
Who draft? Did someone make a mistake draft pick there? Someone just drafted Tua, and was that a mistake?
Maybe they needed a QB, dude. So QB is weak really quick. So like
this has to be a mistake team. Joe Burrow, Bashal Tootin, Amon-Ra, Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Laporta, T. Higgins, Jackson Dart, Tua.
Yeah,
that couldn't get more disgusting.
4 QBs.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a 3 QB, 1 running back, only Tootin. You thought my running backs were bad. He's got Dart. He's got Tua. I guess he drafted Tua for London. He's got Dart. He's got Tua, and he's got Joe Burrow. So he's got correlation there, but he's got some absolutely disgusting things on his hand as well. Drafting Tua that early is an absolute mistake. It's probably one of those issues we all run into. We queue a guy up who we have late on our board, and he just goes, and your picks skip ahead, and you're like, oh, Taylor gets Oscar dealt with the first overall take. That's exactly what happened to that guy, I'm sure.
Yeah, I got kicked out of that draft, thank God. The problem is you also have to be in like an area where service is good because like on the farm, we have a trail that we walk, and there's a point in the trail. If you try to draft it, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's horrible. So it's like, you better mark your guys and fucking hope. But you only get 150 shots if you do 150 teams. So like, make them count. I think sometimes.
Yeah, so make them count. Don't try not to do that. And that's the to advocate for the slow draft. I'm an advocate for that. I'm going to do probably half and half fast, half slow. Let's go ahead and recap this team while waiting the pick. So Mahomes, Genty, Monungai, Devonta Smith, Odunze, Tyson, Bowers, Loveland, Shaw, and Worthy. Got the QBs I wanted. I'm going to get Mendoza late. And right now on the board for me in the queue is Jonathan Brooks, Rashad White. And these are two guys I talked about earlier that could have that pass catching upside.
For me, it's Rashad White. I just prefer that. Chuba Hubbard can still be a bell cow back, but I think JCM has shown that he's not going to be in there. He's not going to be an every down back. So, but Brooks has more upside potentially when he comes back in play. So, I see the love in Brooks as well.
How am I coming through on my end now?
It's still a little pixelated. Again, like a little art piece.
Which is fascinating because, like, from my end, and everything's clear.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm just in the dungeon over here.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me that it's operating that way. Yeah. Hopefully here, really, as these are drafts. This draft is particularly long, but let's go ahead and just marathon it on screen. Yeah. So I'm still looking at 2, 2, 4, 2. So obviously I'm going to keep the 2 at tight end and try to get different later there. How's my audio coming across? Fine?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, dude. I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Let me just check too. Everything on my end shows a premium connection. It's the host. I'm going to blame the host. And that's you, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris Rodriguez is another guy that is supposed to lead the Jacksonville backfield. I just can't trust that. I'll always go Jonathan Brooks over him. Similar ADPs, just give me Brooks all day. I just think he has way more upside than Chris Rodriguez does.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Rashad White. What other running backs do you have coming up then?
So just drafted Brooks. So I have Brooks. Rashad White will make it back to me, no problem whatsoever. And then late, if I'm looking for a guy, I'm looking at like guys like Black who could be the backup to CM3. Yeah. I mean, these are so right now. Let's just go to RBs on the board. So Tyron Chasey will be behind White, fine. Guys who could get late, Keaton Mitchell I like, and Keaton Mitchell's a great pairing with the Mahomes and Worthy stack guy that can hit a home run in the last game of the season. Love that. Love. Probably just put Keaton Mitchell on the board. Absolutely. Other than that, Sampson's fine. Nothing special back there. Yeah. So priorities for me right now would just be getting White and getting Mitchell, and that would give me 5 RB. And I honestly would be happy with that. Just that 5 RB build. I could get a 6 if I really needed a guy like Black who has the upside if CMC goes down. But other than that, I want to make. And this is once again, just thinking about this even clearer. Like, Izzo's 20 rounds, so I should probably get some of these speculative ads at the end of the draft.
Adam Randall for Baltimore, backing up Derrick Henry's not bad. DJ Gibbons, Indianapolis. I'm worried about Black somewhat because I do feel like in the event that Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, they probably bring someone else in. Like they bring,
but Black is a good running back. Like on tape, he's good.
Yeah, he's not bad. I just think he's young and like he's somewhat like unproven. So it's like. I just imagine no matter what, like he may fill up a stopgap for like 1 to 2 weeks, but that could be all you need if McCaffrey gets hurt.
But he has some draft capital, right? He has some draft capital, and that's the most important thing. It's like, and he's in the mix. You have Garendo there, you have Jordan James there. Those guys might not even. So like, if he's the number 2, and they've already spoke many times about giving CMC a little break during the games this year. If he's number 2, I'm happy with that. But do you want to finish this draft on stream, or should I finish it off?
How many picks do you have left? I do have to go cook for little monsters, but we can.
So I have 8 picks left.
Okay. I may boot you for that. Well, just give me your thought process for the end of the draft to see because I'm curious how you think.
Thought process is good. Yeah. I'm gonna finish up. It's gonna be a great team. I'm gonna get Mendoza. Just to finish that Raiders stack, probably get another, probably get a Tucker, maybe get a back. Try to get some of these upside RBs, the Keaton Mitchell we were talking about. Get a guy like Black. I know you're not as high on. I'm higher on him because I think he could get some work, even independent of CMC getting hurt. And if he does, you got a potential RB1 in your hands. But other than that, I'm going to buy low on some of these guys. I'm not going to buy low on the Miami receivers in this draft, as you know, I talked about them previously. No reason for me to buy on them. I'm just gonna try to see maybe a Spears, but we'll see where the chips fall. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. I think we're gonna do more of these, right? Like, and again, this is gonna be clunky at the beginning as we go through the process, but this is all honestly like how we would talk about it regardless. And so like we're providing some value in that regard. But if you stay to listen to it, we'll be do more of these like stream of thought. And as we get closer and closer, our builds will be more refined. But yeah, I think it's like you want to make it fun too. Don't like beat yourself up over like a poor draft or poor performance. Hopefully, one of us went MMA or baseball today. You kind of fell short last night. You did the big dog. Sometimes we build these bankrolls up to do the big turns. We keep getting smashed. But yeah, dude, make DFS fun. Don't like kill yourself over the little things here. But Dylan, anything else you want to talk about best ball or?
That's it. Yeah. I think I've talked enough. And once again, Jack Beck is my boy. I'm putting a stamp of approval on him. He's going to go 0-0-0-0 this season. So just can't wait for that. But
if he scores 1 week, you can victor that. If he has one scoring week in best ball,
I thought that about Jordan Walker. Now Jordan.
No, dude, baseball's different. Baseball's different. If Jack Beck scores for 1 week, you had a successful Jack Beck draft season. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll see you in a second. I'm about to
see you for
dinner. All right, later.